Howard Cosell had survived everything. He stood by Muhammad Ali when the world turned against him. He faced death threats for defending civil rights and battled network executives and furious fans for decades. Nothing could touch him, until one night in September when a single sentence during a football game shattered everything. What did he say that ended a legendary career in seconds? The answer will surprise you, especially when you find out who stood by his side afterward. Howard Cosell was born Howard William Cohen on March 25, 1918, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. His Jewish immigrant parents had fled Eastern Europe searching for safety and opportunity. His father, Isidore, worked as an accountant. His mother, Nellie, stayed at home. They poured their hopes into Howard's education, believing it was the only way to escape hardship. When Howard was just 3, the family moved to Brooklyn, New York. Life there was loud, crowded, and unforgiving. It was in that chaos that Howard's voice began to sharpen. While other kids fought with fists, he fought with words. He read constantly, quoted books in arguments, and never backed down. His confidence grew fast, and so did his ego. During his time at New York University Law School, Howard made a defining choice. He changed his last name from Cohen to Cosell, claiming it was tied to his grandfather's original Polish surname. In truth, it was also a strategic move. A Jewish name could hold someone back in broadcasting. Cosell didn't want to be overlooked. He wanted to be remembered. Even in high school, Cosell was bold. As the sports editor of his school paper, he didn't play it safe. His writing was sharp, controversial, and impossible to ignore. Some classmates hated him. Some teachers admired him, but no one forgot him. By 21, Cosell held degrees in English literature and law from New York University, an impressive feat. But he wasn't satisfied. Law wasn't enough. He didn't just want a career. He wanted attention, impact, a voice that mattered. His parents were proud, but they didn't fully understand the fire driving him forward. During World War II, Cosell served as a major in the U.S. Army's Transportation Corps, overseeing crucial troop and supply movements. While stationed in New York, he met Corporal Mary Edith "Emmy" Abrams. Dating across ranks was forbidden, but Cosell went straight to a general, got permission, and married her in 1944 despite family pushback. They stayed together for 46 years. After the war, Cosell launched a thriving law practice in Manhattan, representing stars like Willie Mays. But he was restless. He often paced his office, narrating fake games, unable to shake the feeling he was meant for more. In 1953, ABC's Hal Neal offered him a small, unpaid radio show where kids interviewed major league players. Cosell took it, working as a lawyer by day and recording at night, for 3 years without pay. He didn't care. This was the door. The breakthrough came when Yankees outfielder Hank Bauer casually criticized his manager on air. That moment taught Cosell a powerful truth. If you let people speak freely, the real story comes out. It became his philosophy. Soon after, ABC's president challenged him to find a sponsor for a new segment. Cosell delivered. Speaking of Sports was born, and it became the foundation of his career. By 1956, he left law for good and jumped headfirst into full-time sports reporting. Most sportscasters avoided tough questions. Cosell came in swinging. In one early interview, he directly asked a player if teammates avoided passing to him because he shot too much. Audiences weren't used to that. But Cosell didn't back down. He listened closely to every answer and followed up if he sensed someone was dodging the truth. Some hated that style. Others respected it. Athletes like Tommy Smith, famous for the Black Power salute at the 1968 Olympics, trusted Cosell to give them a real voice. They knew he'd treat their views seriously. That trust mattered, and it helped Cosell stand apart. Over time, he built a reputation for one thing: telling the truth. He wasn't there to flatter athletes or sugarcoat poor performance. He talked about race, politics, and war, topics other broadcasters avoided. Some fans admired him, some despised him, but no one ignored him. He was called both the most hated man in sports and the conscience of sports broadcasting. His voice, sharp, deliberate, and unforgettable, became iconic. So did his phrase, "This is Howard Cosell, telling it like it is." Then came his relationship with Muhammad Ali. In 1964, the world still called him Cassius Clay. But when Ali announced his new name, the media refused to accept it. Most anchors ignored it. Newspapers kept using Clay, but not Cosell. On national television, Cosell called him Muhammad Ali, loud, clear, and unapologetic. He didn't care that millions disagreed. He didn't care about the hate mail. He believed in Ali's right to choose his identity, and he wasn't backing down. Howard Cosell knew what it meant to be an outsider. As a Jewish kid from Brooklyn, he'd grown up facing mockery and exclusion. So when Muhammad Ali changed his name and the world refused to accept it, Cosell stood by him. "It's his name," he said, "and I'll call him what he wishes." It wasn't just about boxing. It was about identity and dignity. In 1967, Ali refused to fight in the Vietnam War, citing his faith. The backlash was swift. His title stripped, banned from the ring, labeled a traitor. Most of the media turned on him, but not Cosell. He went on air and called the government's actions illegal and cruel. Sponsors threatened him, executives pushed silence, but he refused. Their bond only deepened. For 2 decades, Cosell and Ali's interviews were electric, teasing, sharp, but always full of trust. Even when Ali was banned, Cosell gave him airtime, showing the world the man beyond the gloves. Cosell's own legend grew. In 1973, his famous cry, "Down goes Frazier," cemented him in sports history. Ali said Cosell gave him a voice. Cosell said Ali gave him purpose. When ABC put Cosell on Monday Night Football in 1970, ratings exploded. With Gifford, Meredith, and Cosell's fire, it became must-watch TV. Audiences either loved or hated him, but always listened. He criticized networks for replacing journalists with ex-athletes, calling it a jokocracy. He made enemies, but never backed down. Off camera, he was quiet and deeply in love with his wife, Emmy. After her death in 1990, he faded. The bold voice dulled. He began drinking. In 1970, he slurred and vomited on air. By 1984, colleagues had to intervene. Behind the confidence was a man afraid of being forgotten. In 1980, during a game, Cosell broke the news of John Lennon's death. For that moment, he wasn't just a sportscaster, he was the voice of a mourning nation. But in 1983, during a live broadcast, he called a black player "that little monkey." Outrage followed. He denied racial intent, pointing to similar comments about white players and his grandkids. Ali, Jesse Jackson, and even the player defended him. Still, Cosell walked away from Monday Night Football, disillusioned by the backlash and the state of sports media. He stayed on radio until 1992, but after Emmy's death and a cancer diagnosis, he retreated. By 1995, the once booming voice fell silent. Reactions were divided. Some praised him as a pioneer. Others couldn't forget the controversy. Yet the impact was clear. He was honored as the greatest sportscaster by TV Guide, earned a Sports Emmy posthumously, and was inducted into several halls of fame. Howard Cosell didn't just cover sports, he challenged them. He brought courage, controversy, and conviction to every broadcast and changed the game forever. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos and don't forget to press the bell icon.